Hey, fam. So it's Bridget the Swagmaster here. So today I just wanted to do a vlog on the Summer Arts Program in Fresno State. It's not with Fresno State, but it was held at Fresno State. So I'm gonna kind of go over the overall program and then my specific program I did. And then I'm also gonna go over some tips I have for the program. So CSU Summer Arts is basically a summer program you can get college credit for undergrads and graduate students. I believe you don't have to be an art student, but you can be. And they have a couple different programs. They have visual arts and design, dance, media, music, theater, writing, and they also have some international / study abroad programs. So basically my video is not really going to be about the international program because that's not what I did. But basically an overview of Summer Arts is a 2-week intensive. They have 2 different sessions. You could do session 1 or session 2, or you could do both. You could also do a virtual session if you'd like. And it's basically all the different art forms I just listed. And what you do is you do an intensive of your choice, and they have teachers and staff that are doing that for a living, and you're there for 2 weeks. And then at the beginning of the program, the professors or the teachers will do a showcase of their work, and then at the end you'll do a showcase of what you've learned from the teachers. So that's a little overview of Summer Arts. It was in Fresno, the last 2 weeks of June and the first 2 weeks of July, session 1 and 2. I did both sessions. They have on-campus housing, and they also have food and stuff in the cafeteria, which we'll get to later in the video. So my Pacific program that I decided to do was the Chicago style comedy. And basically how the day would work was in the morning we'd start at 8:15 and we'd have yoga for 75 minutes. We'd have a little bit of a break, and then we would have viewpoints. So viewpoints, we would do different stuff like walking around the room or movement or creating different stuff as a group. And then we'd have one of our teachers speak. We'd break for lunch, and then after lunch we would be broken up into smaller groups, and we were with the same group for the whole week, and we'd go to the different teachers and they teach us something different. So that was the structure for week 1. Week 2 was a little bit different. So the first part of the day was the same. So we had yoga and viewpoints, and then after lunch, then instead of having a speaker, we would just go to our Pacific group. So we were assigned a specific teacher / specific coach. So my teacher mentor coach was Jamie Moore, and she's been on Casey Undercover. She's been on Modern Family, Bob's Burgers. So our Pacific group, ours was Team Fire, and we focused on improv, which was very, very fun. And that's what we did for our showcase. So basically she would tell us what we could improve upon, and she would say like, oh, what details can you give in the scene? So she'd give us little clue points and tidbits for that. So that's basically the structure. And then I wanted to talk about the Pacific teachers for the class. Give me one moment. So Chicago style comedy, and it was pretty cool because some of the teachers are from LA area and some were from Chicago. And you're with both the teachers and the students all day long from like 8:15 in the morning to some groups went till 10 o'clock at night. Oh, and then I forgot to mention we'd have a dinner break, and then after dinner we'd either go to a showcase from like one of the other classes, or we would do something fun, like we had a cornhole tournament, which was really fun, or just different things like that. So the teachers were Amy Seeley, and she was really cool. She taught us about writing, and she did a little bit of improv acting, so she was super cool to work with. Another teacher was Dave Rosowski. He taught about improv, and he really had more of an emotional approach to it, and working with your emotions and your actions. We had Carlos Santos, which we worked with for one. Sorry, we worked with Carlos Santos, and we did one day with him, and he did a workshop on stand up. So that was really fun. We only got to work with him for a day, but he was awesome to work with. Dana Martin, she was the movement teacher for Viewpoints, so we worked with her. Jamie Moore, gosh, I love Jamie Moore. Shout out Jamie Moore, I love you. Mike Ross, he was really cool too. He was actually a psychologist, so he kind of had a more psychological approach to improv comedy. And then, of course, Patrick Roland, and he has done Second City. He's done sketch improv. He's written stuff on the Amber Ruffin show. So he was super cool to work with. We even got to like dance with him one day, which was really fun. So they all were very different, but they all did comedy, and they all had different approaches to comedy. So they were extremely fun. I probably had one of the best times, like my whole summer doing the program. You really got to work with different students, and really, you really like made a bonding, I'd say, and networking through the program. So that was basically, oh, and then Rena, I forgot about Rena. She did our yoga in the morning. So we were taught about like mindfulness and the 7 universal truths. So that was super cool. Those were our teachers, and we cannot forget our course coordinator, which was the famous John Mayer, not the singer, but that's kind of the joke of summer, was like John Mayer, not the singer. So yeah, and then so that was kind of the structure and the teachers and what we did day to day. We learned a lot of improv comedy. We learned how to write, and we learned different approaches to comedy, which was very interesting with all the different teachers. So the first week you really got to work with all the different teachers, see which one you liked the most or which one you wanted to work with the most. And then the second week you got to pick who you wanted to work with, and then we were put on the smaller teams, and each group did something different. So some groups did writing, and then they performed their writing pieces. My group did improv. Some groups worked with more emotions. Some others did kind of like pre-planning. So it all depended on your group. My group, we really stressed improv, so we learned the structure of how improv works, and then we also would work scenes, and she would just give us feedback. So that was my Pacific group, and we all had our little 5 minutes, and we had our showcase, and then I think ours was the last showcase. So yeah, and we got to see others. We got to see the hip hoppers perform. We got to see the creative writing perform. So overall, summer arts is a very immersive experience. It's very intense. So be ready, be cautious. Make sure you rest, wear your sunscreen, stay out of the sun. It was 115 degrees outside. So yeah, that's the overall like gist of summer arts. I also did the dance program, so we learned voguing. Oh, that was the second session. This was the end of session 1. And you really like lose track of time over there. So application process. They have financial aid, so definitely apply for financial aid. I think it's like 80-90% of students get financial aid. So for this one, I just had to write a personal statement, a headshot, and then just a little video introduction, and then the application. So it was super easy. It's free to apply. If you have any problems with it, you could always email them. They were super helpful in helping me apply. Let's see, what else? Housing, pretty easy application as well. Yeah, so highly recommend Chicago style comedy. Let me see some tips and tricks I have. I personally don't drive, but I do recommend, if you have a car, to bring it, because it can be kind of hard to get around or some kind of a scooter, a bike. Like I have a electric scooter, so I wish I would have brought that with me. Make sure you rest. You're gonna need a lot of your energy for the program. What other things? I'd say bring more stuff than you think you need, because I am the type to not do that. So any specific things I'd bring: make sure you bring your water bottle, your sunscreen, you know, soaps, all that fun stuff. What else can I recommend? Do not sit on the grass, and if you do, bring bug spray, because the first week I got bug bites and that was not fun. Like, another tip or advice I would give is be open to people. It's okay to be shy, but also try not to shy away too much from people. Know that the community's there for you and the teachers are there for you. And overall, it was just a positive experience. The teachers were positive, the students were positive. You learn a lot going in, and it's a lot of fun, just to take 2 weeks to be creative and to be around creative beings and to meet people and to go away. So I definitely recommend it. Couldn't recommend it more. Yeah, so CSU Summer Arts. I'm trying to think what else. So we went over the application, day to day, who the teachers were. You could also find out more information on the website, CSU Summer Arts. Oh, and then another cool thing is sometimes programs just end, people move on, stuff like that. But the cool thing about this one is, so I'm from SoCal, so I'm from the Ventura area, and some of the teachers are from Chicago. But the cool thing is that the teachers are working, so they do what they teach. So like my teacher Jamie Moore, I think once a month she has an improv show, and she's always inviting us to go see her. So that's the cool thing, is afterwards the connection isn't lost. We all follow each other on Instagram, we all have a group chat. So that's the cool thing about Summer Arts, is you have that connection with people. And yeah, it was just so cool to work with such amazing human beings that are artists that like to create. Yeah, so that's basically what Summer Arts is. I wish I kind of knew what I was going into before doing it. So you're gonna have a lot of fun. Again, this is my take on the Chicago style comedy. All programs are different. Some of the programs didn't go as late. Like I heard the hip hop class went to like 5 o'clock, but then the second week they went more till 10 o'clock. So it kind of depends on your program, how intense it's going to be. I heard some of the programs only went to 3. So it's going to be intense no matter which program you do. So be prepared for that. You're going to get to work with amazing teachers and be ready for the hot weather. Next year they're moving it to Pomona, so that will be great. Make sure you get housing. Have fun. Take time to rest for yourself. And yeah, just try to keep those connections. If you have any questions about Summer Arts, feel free to put stuff in the comments below and I will try to get back to you. Also, I will link the website there. I think applications open in May, so you still have quite some time to apply, and they'll announce what they're doing next summer. I have no idea. But yeah, overall, great program. Couldn't recommend it enough. All right, thanks. Bye.